Hey, beautiful. Welcome to the Not Another Mom podcast. It's time to take that mom hat off because this is after hours and I'm making you off the clock. This podcast is here to help you know your worth because damn girl, you're a goddess who deserves to live the life of your dreams. I'm your host, Lesley Sprague, and we talk everything from manifesting to motherhood. Yes, those little monkeys will still creep in here or there. Spirituality to girl talk with your besties, and from business to finding that balance in life. I'm here to remind you that you are worth it. Life gets to be easy for you, and your dreams really can come true. So grab your favorite glass of wine, craft beer, or if you're a whiskey and diet kind of girl, grab that and let's get this show on the road. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Not Just Another Mom podcast. I am your host, Lesley, and I am so excited, as always, that you are back here with me again this week. I have a super amazing guest with me today. It is Cool Mom 101. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at your last name and I'm like, shit, I did not ask her how to pronounce her last name properly. So this is Emily.
Kylo.
Okay. It's not as bad as it, like, people butcher my last name all the time too. So it actually sounds exactly the way it's spelled. So I don't know why.
But you know what? A lot of people say kilo. And I'm like, do you know anything? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Oh, goodness. So I have a few icebreaker questions for you. I think I ask this one on every interview that I do. But if you were in a Miss World contest, what would your talent be?
Oh, that's funny. The first thing that came to mind is dancing. Like, I think I would do some sort of dance.
Nice. Okay. If you were to have your own late night talk show, who do you invite as your first guest?
Oh my gosh, Rihanna. That's the first one that came to my mind. I'm like, yep.
How come Rihanna? Like, do you just love her? Yeah.
I just love her. I think she's super cool. And I think too, there's this kind of, you know, when you find someone that you really like and then you realize that you guys are the same age. I think we're almost the exact same age too. Amazing. So it's been cool to kind of watch her career. We've grown up together, quote unquote. Yeah. I've been a fan of her since I was like 15 years old and she was like 15 with her first kind of album. I don't know exactly how old she was, but she was young.
Yeah.
And so it's been cool to watch her career and just see her flourish. And I love to see a woman who is such a strong entrepreneur. She has Fenty Beauty. She has her Savage line, like her lingerie. And so she's just crushing it.
Yeah. And like she just actually also seems to like embody the whole, like, I feel like if we were to know her on a very like personal level, like you would just click. Like for some reason, I feel like she'd be into spirituality and manifestation and like that whole feminine energy world.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. So last question, describe your dream vacation.
Ooh, I have so many dream vacations. It's like, which one should we go with? This is like part of what I do when I'm envisioning my future. It often includes like some sort of dream trip. Let me go with my European family trip. So my vision for this is that we rent a beautiful villa, probably in Italy. I just love Italy.
Yep.
We go with my entire like immediate family. So I have 3 older siblings and I have 9 nieces. So yeah, a lot of girls. Leo's the only boy, but I envision us all going. So we rent this incredible villa. We have like a chef to come do our meals, and then we're able to just, lounge by the infinity pool, but also go on little day adventures if we want. And it's just like beautiful and luxe, but also filled with lots of family fun. And the other vision is that we bring 1 or 2 nannies so that we can have the kids go to bed at night and we maybe go out on the town, So
I feel like if you have 10 kids, you might need 2 nannies.
Yes, for sure. But some of them are getting old.
Right.
Some of them are getting a lot older.
So they could nanny them like the younger crew too. So
yeah, like they're at the age where they can probably almost do like the babysitting course, like a few of them are getting there. So that is the vision. I think it would be amazing. And I'm excited for when it happens.
I love it. Any particular place in Italy that like calls to you?
That's a great question, but I went to Sicily for my best friend's wedding and I really loved it there. It was cool. Like it felt very authentic. It didn't feel touristy in the least. And I liked that.
Nice.
But I'd be open. I mean, all of Italy looks incredible.
Yeah. We, for our 10-year anniversary, so it would have been 2019, we flew into Venice, spent 3 days there, and then hopped on a cruise and did like a Mediterranean cruise. So I've only explored Venice, but it was very busy, but it was gorgeous. Like we loved just walking around and exploring, and okay.
Europe's a whole vibe.
It is, and I can't wait till we can do it again.
Totally.
Okay, everybody, I realized I kind of did like a shit introduction of you, but so this is Emily Kylo of Cool Mom 101. She is a brand expert extraordinaire, and I personally know from experience, so this is just a little like hint that there is something coming, but I'm not telling you any details. So do you want to like tell the listeners what you do and what your like jam is?
Absolutely. So as Lesley said, I am the founder of Cool Mom 101. And really, I am on a mission to support chic entrepreneurs in creating those 6-figure businesses that they are just lit up about, and all with perfect branding. So that is definitely one of my niches, as Lesley knows and said. So I have worked with some pretty incredible companies in my career where I really started to understand the inner workings of what a brand is. It's a lot more complex than you might think. So I started my career in marketing at Lululemon, and that's where I really learned a lot about how to create that strong brand. I mean, they crush it. They know what they're doing. Everything that they did it with such a level of excellence that it was just really inspiring. So yeah, I really have taken my expertise of working in marketing and public relations. That was my other kind of area of expertise, and social media, and really been able to take all these things that I'm really good at and share them with my clients and just see them thrive. And that's really the magic for me.
Amazing. Yes. And I can attest to this, you guys. So if you are looking to like fine tune your brand or up level your brand, contact Emily. Her link will be in the show notes below. Okay. So how do you find juggling like motherhood and business? Because you've got a little guy, like he's 2-ish, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's 2.5. The half, is super important now.
Yes. Because he's big. He's big, right?
He's like huge. He's very tall, I should say. He's like every time people realize how old he is, they're like, what? Because he's really tall. He's like tall and lanky, which that's nice. Lucky. I'm like, I would like that. But anyway, yeah.
So tall.
So juggling motherhood with entrepreneurship. Here's what I'll say. A few things on that. one is I think that it goes very well together, entrepreneurship and motherhood. And I'll tell you why. Because when you are an entrepreneur, and I don't want to over glamorize it, but you do get to set your schedule, right? So if I, for these, first younger years, decide that at school pickup, I'd like to be there, I can do that, right? If and I've done this before, he goes to daycare right now. But sometimes I'll just pick him up super early and take him to the beach because I feel like it, and so it gives you that flexibility, which I really, really love. So that's what I'll say is I do think it goes well together. It can be a really nice partnership, motherhood and entrepreneurship. In terms of the juggling it piece, I will say that I'm still not perfect at that. I don't think anyone is, because
you never are.
No, you never are. So I just want to preface that. I'm not here to be like, I know exactly what I'm doing, because I fucking don't. Oh, am I allowed to swear?
Yes. So. Yes, you are.
Okay. I think from what I know of you.
There's definitely a few curse words dropped here and there.
Okay. I'm allowed. Okay, great. I didn't break any rules.
No.
So I just wanted to preface with that I am not here to say I have it all figured out. And there's some things I've learned in my 2.5 years at this that have helped. And I would say the number one thing is outsource. I outsource a lot. I have a lot of help. So I have someone who cleans my house. I usually have, I need to set this up again. This is a good reminder. I usually have grocery delivery.
Oh yeah.
So whatever I can do to take time, like those things off of me, I do. I honestly do. And here's what I'll say too. I don't want to make it seem like, this has been coming up for me lately, is a lot of coaches and just people in general are like, motherhood's not an excuse and like you can do everything. And I was like, okay. And the hard facts are, it is different for you and I versus someone who has no kids. Like that is just reality. And I feel like it's a bit of bypassing that happens with some people in my industry, in our industry, like in coaching. They're like, you can just put your mind to it. And, yes. And there's some things that just have to happen every day that I can't necessarily get rid of. So what I do is I try and get rid of everything that I can. That's really where I'm at. So, grocery, I'm just giving some examples. Grocery delivery. I do cleaning. I don't do that. I get my I have an assistant in my business. So she does a lot of things that I frankly don't want to do and I'm not good at. And that's my golden rule. If I can find someone to do it who does it better than me and or less expensive than what my time is costing, I outsource it.
I love that because why not? We each have our own special genius, right? So why would we spend time, especially in business per se, why would we spend time wasting our energy doing something that we don't do very well when there's somebody out there who can do it in half the time and that is their zone of genius. And it's about supporting and empowering. You shouldn't just, I was going to say women, but it's not just women. You can support and empower men too, right? In what they love. And if we are trying to do all this stuff ourselves, it's almost like you're spreading yourself so thin that I'm a firm believer that you need to fill your cup first. So if you fill your cup up and it's overflowing, that's where you give to others, is from the extra saucer. You can't help others fully when you're in the ditch with them yourselves. You need to be up on top to pull them up. So I love that and 110% agree. I think I'm at the point too where I need to up level my outsource. We have a cleaner and for sure. And so how does your husband deal with the outsourcing? Because sometimes I feel a little bit of resentment sometimes from the hubby, like, oh, you're working from home. And I know that is my own like stuff. I'm paying attention to that because like it's a sign for me to deal with.
That is it. And I love that you came to that conclusion as you were asking the question, because he probably doesn't think that at all. I really don't think he does. And you're right. It probably is your own, almost your own judgment of yourself. And I think as women, I mean, this is such like a constant conversation that there are a lot of expectations on women as mothers and what you're supposed to, quote unquote, I'm using air quotes, supposed to be doing. And I think there's still, and perhaps maybe it's subconscious for us, I do see it kind of above ground too, but this idea that women still need to do everything around the house, it's still there. When you look at the research, it shows that women still, so you'll have a dual income family, both are working quote unquote full-time hours or full-time jobs, and the women are doing twice as much of the housework. It's like it's not uncommon. And I think this is why we often can feel pressure as to like, oh, is that supposed to be my responsibility? And I myself have really had to work to like separate it and to not make it mean anything about me as a mother or me as a partner. And then specifically for me, my partner Mario, he is Brazilian, and so he grew up having a maid and someone who cooks for you. Like, so for him, it's
normal,
actually more normal.
Right.
Yeah. So in a way, the frustrating part in our relationship was that he doesn't do anything because he's so, and I think this is an excuse, we're not going to get into it, but he's so used to someone just doing everything
for him.
Pick up the laundry, do the laundry, clean everything, cook for you. So the household things, he's just like zero.
Oh, I feel like we could go off on a tangent.
I know. It's an epidemic though. I want to say, like, I don't mean to be dramatic, but I hear it from every single mom I talk to, and everyone who, even women who don't have kids. It's often the balance is off in that. And I really wish I had a better solution or answer. But for me, what I have just decided, and trust me, I still get annoyed sometimes. I'm like, ugh. But what I've decided is it's not worth it to constantly be pissed about that. So I'll just pay for someone to do it. The funny thing, as we're talking, I'm like, I still really want to figure out some solution for laundry because I don't like doing laundry.
What is going on? Suddenly I can't hear you. Why does it do this every time I'm interviewing somebody? It will come back. So Morgan, if you are hearing this, we'll just edit this part out.
Can you hear me now?
You're back. You're back. Okay. See, like,
so funny.
It's so weird. And I'm like, every time I'm interviewing somebody, it like blanks out.
Honestly, Zoom is just not perfect, and it shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were we talking about? Maybe just ask a new question because she'll cut this all anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that has like truly like I think we are soul sisters on is spirituality, feminine energy, and quote unquote woo woo work and world. So what are some like rituals or your favorite things to do to like keep that feminine energy in check?
Ooh, okay. So if we're specifically talking about feminine energy, there are a few practices that I have incorporated, and then just like a few things that I kind of do. In terms of the little things I do, I always set up my workspace really beautifully. So I find that helps. Yep. So I will sometimes sage it first. I usually put on my diffuser. I will have like a really beautiful water and a really nice coffee, put on amazing music that makes me feel good. So I really like to set up my space to make it easier, I guess, to be in that feminine energy. So that's one little thing. And then one big thing too that I find really helps me is slowing down and giving space and time, because to me that's feminine energy.
Yeah.
Like you can't be in your feminine energy when you're like do go nonstop action. It's really difficult to kind of be in that energy. So I'm finding that giving time and space, I know it sounds like simple, but I really try and do things slower, like slow. I leave time in between things where I can. And that really helps. And I do everything slow when I think about it. So like putting on my moisturizer, like slow, like just everything more calm and slow.
I feel like I just got like a picture of like a sloth, like you're.
Oh, I picture it more like sexy.
Oh yeah, a sloth is definitely
like,
not sexy.
You're going sloth. That's cool.
No.
So yeah, those are like some of the things that I do kind of like throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then in terms of practices, so there's a few. I have started using a yoni egg a while back, so I do that.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate? Like, no, yes, please elaborate. I love learning new things.
So the idea behind the yoni egg is it's kind of twofold to it.
Yeah.
The one thing is more woo-woo, is that you're kind of bringing the energy and your awareness down to that womb space.
Yep.
And so that is where your feminine energy center is, right? So you're bringing that awareness and energy there. Then the other benefit is that it actually works to strengthen the muscles because they have to hold this little eggy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Like I've heard about it, but I haven't actually explored it like myself, obviously. Yeah. But okay. I might have to like research more on this. And see, this is why I love chatting with people, because you get to learn the amazing different things.
Totally. So that's one practice. Another one it's funny, I have some resistance to it, which makes me feel like I maybe need it, but breast kind of massage. So making that like a whole ritual and getting into that space, because your heart center is kind of the other home of the feminine. So I've been working on that, and it is nice when I can really drop into it. Again, it's like a very slow practice. You don't want to like rush it. And that can be really, really beautiful too. So those are kind of a couple of the practices that I do. And then I find, again, on the theme of giving myself time and space, when I meditate in a way that it's like very calm and I give myself a lot of time, I feel like that allows me to really tap into that feminine energy too.
Yeah, I totally hear you on that, because I've tried doing that before, like just getting a quick either journaling session in or focus breathing, meditation, whatever it is. And then I'm like, okay, I got to get this done so that I can like get the kids their lunch or whatever. And it just never works out the same.
No,
never.
Oh my goodness. How could I forget? My favorite one is actually dancing. Like that is my favorite way to drop into my feminine. And it's just like free dancing. I'll literally put on some sexy music and I pretty much go to town.
Yeah.
So the floor is really lucky. We'll just put that out there.
I love that. And like, I find I love that you said like free dancing, because sometimes during some of like my moon vibe sessions, I've done this before where like I tell the participants to move in an unnatural fashion, because when we're conditioned to go in the same way, go in our preferred way, but it's when we go in those unnatural movements that's where we really begin to unleash and unwind and let go of the tensions or the patterns we've been holding on to. And so amazing. And like I actually haven't done that in a while. Maybe I'll do that in after this recording because
Yeah, you will.
I feel like I've got a lot to celebrate this week. So why not celebrate it with a freaking dance party? So thank you very much for that reminder. And this is a reminder to you out there in listening land. If you're hearing this, go have a dance party right after this, if you can.
Yes. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah. And it's the funnest to do like with the kids too, because they just go to town, and watching their movements and dance skills, it's hilarious.
That's so cute. I haven't gotten Leo into dancing yet. He doesn't really seem to care too much, but I'll keep trying.
Yeah. And hey, just put on like one of his favorite songs, like Baby Shark or something, and I'm sure he'll just like jingle.
Ugh, I'm so sick of kids' music. I'm like, I never want to
Oh.
hear this shit again.
I hear you.
I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna play my music and sorry.
Yeah. My brother's two girls, both of them, one more than the other, but Elmo's song, anytime she is fussing, like you turn on Elmo's song, and they've said they've like had it on for like 20 minutes in the car. And I'm like, oh God, on repeat.
I can't do it.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do, but you're just listening to
Totally.
that.
I get it.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah, so I think I'm drawing a blank on another question. So what are you working on next? Let's go there.
Ooh, what
What's
a good
coming down the pipe?
question, because I am launching something so soon. I don't know when this is going to air, but I am working on a mastermind offering. So I'm really excited. It's a very unique setup. It's not really like most of the ones I've seen. And I'm just, really excited to be kind of like I mentioned, I'm really in the beginning, I'm really putting all the different areas where I have a lot of expertise and doing modules on that and trainings that you can access at any time. And then doing kind of themed calls. So I'll talk through something with the group, and I'm just really excited to do it, bring it to life.
That is freaking amazing. Do you know when it's going to be coming out? Or
I have to set the launch date. I said fall, so I still haven't set the date, but I'm aiming for like end of September to kind of launch it.
Okay, well, that might just coincide with this episode, because I was thinking of putting you on the last Thursday. So if you guys are looking for an amazing mastermind with PR, branding, and marketing as the focus, did I miss anything else?
Yeah, those are the main things.
Okay.
And then we do look at feminine energy in your business, your cycles for your business, which I know we've talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
Really, I'm bringing all of the knowledge that I have from those different areas and putting it into really easy to understand content.
Yeah.
And then you get the amazing, I know you're in a mastermind, so you get it, but you get to feed off these other women who are also entrepreneurs, and you get ideas from them, and you just kind of feed off the vibes.
Yeah. And that's where, like, I swear to God, I'm going to coin this phrase. Maybe we need to make this a tagline of mine, but that's where the magic happens, is when you're connecting with those other like-minded individuals. And because they get everything that you're saying, and they get where like your vision is and your mindset, and that's where the most amazing things pop out of.
Agreed, 100%. Well, that's how I met Brittany CEO, is we were in a mastermind together, and we kind of very much gravitated towards each other. And
which I can totally
like,
understand.
We're like, you were the best part of this. She's like, you too. But yeah, we really clicked. And because that's the cool thing, is just as an example. So in a mastermind, I'm sure you have these types of examples, but in the mastermind I was in, because of my expertise in marketing, me and Brittany were able to work really well together, and she would give me really good sales advice and I would give her really good marketing ideas. So we were able to kind of, it's like a value exchange with other people in the group based on what they're amazing at, which was awesome. And then of course you have the coach too, who gives her all her knowledge. I just love the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can envision a time where I won't be in a mastermind. There might be a time, but with where I want to go in my business and in my life, like I feel like I'm always, because they're helping you to work through your shit. And like I always ask her, like, please tell me if I'm playing small, because sometimes you can't see that stuff. You can't see your limiting beliefs, and they call you out on that shit.
Absolutely. And I am a firm believer that at the end of the day, like you're sovereign over yourself and you actually do know what's best for you. And it's like you said, sometimes you have little blinders where someone will be like, hey, it seems like you've gotten comfortable.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I have gotten comfortable. Damn, girl. Yeah. So it just, I think it kind of speeds up the process sometimes, kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And people will point things out and you're like, oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah.
Didn't notice that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It elevates it too. Like it speeds it up, and like you get traction and momentum.
Yep.
Like
I agree.
Crazy. Yeah.
Totally. Yes.
Amazing. Is there anything else that the listeners need to know, or hey, where can they find you?
So I'm on Instagram at cool.mom.101, and my website is coolmom101.com, and that has all my offerings and ways you can work with me on there.
Amazing. I highly recommend her, you guys. So if you go check her out, tell her you were listening to this podcast, and yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you to the listeners. This was amazing, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, will you do me a favor and help spread the love? Go ahead and leave a 5-star review and share this episode on your Insta stories. If we aren't yet connected on Instagram, come follow me at Lesley & Co. XO. And since everybody spells my name wrong, that's Lesley & Co. XO. And leave me a line and say hi. Have an amazing day, beautiful, and we'll catch you next week.